Hello everyone. Welcome back to Slow English Stories. I am your teacher and storyteller, Lio. I'm so happy you are here today. Before we begin our journey into the Valley of Peace, please make sure you are in a quiet place. Turn off your phone notifications and, if you can, put on your headphones for the best experience. Are you ready to improve your English and hear a great tale? Let's dive in. The sun was setting behind the tall, jade-colored mountains of the Valley of Peace. A thick, white mist crawled across the ground like a silent tiger. High above the village, in the ancient jade palace, Po stood alone. The air smelled of sweet peach blossoms and old parchment. He could hear the distant thud, thud, thud of his own heart. Po was not eating noodles today. He was staring at a dark cloud gathering on the horizon. Something dangerous was coming, and the stakes were higher than ever before. Before we go further, let's look at some interesting language. In this opening, use the word mist. Mist is a thin cloud of tiny water droplets near the ground, similar to fog, which makes it hard to see. I also used the word ancient. Ancient means something that is very, very old, usually from hundreds or thousands of years ago. For our grammar point, notice the phrase, the sun was setting. This is the past continuous tense. We use it here to set the scene and describe an action that was happening in the background when the story started. It helps you imagine the beautiful sky as Po looks out from the palace. Po felt a cold shiver run down his back. He gripped his staff tightly. He knew that his friends, the Furious Five, were away on a mission. He was the only defender left. Suddenly, sharp, whistling sound sliced through the silence. An arrow, black as night, landed just inches from his feet. Attached to it was a small, torn piece of silk with a message that would change everything. In this part, the word shiver describes a slight shaking movement of your body, usually because you are cold, or, in Po's case, because you were afraid. I also used the word defended. A defender is someone who protects a person or a place from an attack. Look at the grammar in the sentence. An arrow landed just inches from his feet. Here, I used the past simple tense, landed. We use the past simple for a completed action that happens suddenly in a story, especially to move the action forward. Po slowly picked up the silk. His hands were trembling. To tremble means to shake slightly because you were very nervous or upset. The message was written in rough, red ink. It said, "The shop is empty. The birds have flown." Po's heart dropped. He thought of his father's noodle shop. Had Mr. Ping disappeared? The phrase, "the birds have flown," is a great example of the present perfect tense. We use have or has with the past participle flown to talk about a past action that is important right now. In this story, it means the people are gone at this very moment. Also, the word vanish is a good one to know. It means to disappear suddenly and completely. Po rushed down the 1,000 stairs. The wind screamed in his ears, and the smell of rain was heavy in the air. When he reached the village, it was ghostly quiet. Usually, the village is bustling. Bustling means a place is full of people moving around and being very busy. But now, it was silent. He reached the noodle shop and saw a single bowl of soup still steaming on the table. His father was gone. Notice the word steaming. This describes the hot vapor rising from the soup. It tells us that his father was there just a moment ago. For our grammar, look at the word usually. This is an adverb of frequency. We use these to say how often something happens. usually means it happens most of the time, which makes the current silence even scarier. Suddenly, Poe saw a shadow move near the kitchen. A tall figure with glowing green eyes stepped out from the darkness. It was not a tiger or a snow leopard. This was a creature Poe had never seen before, a wolf with a long, silver scar across its face. The wolf carried a sword that began to hum with a strange, magical energy. To hum means to make a low, steady, continuous sound, like a bee. "If you want to see the goose again," the wolf whispered, his voice sounding like grinding stones, "you must bring me the jade flute from the secret cave." This sentence is a first conditional. We use if plus present simple and then must or will to talk about a real possibility and its result. Poe looked at the wolf's glowing eyes. He had no weapons, no friends, and his father was in danger. The wolf turned and disappeared into the mist, leaving Poe alone with the choice that could destroy the Valley of Peace. Poe did not wait for the morning. He started to ascend the steep mountain path behind the palace. To ascend means to move upward or to climb up. The path was narrow and covered in sharp, gray stones that slipped under his feet. Even though he was tired, Poe felt resolute. When you are resolute, it means you have a very strong and firm mind to do something, and you will not stop. He would save his father, no matter what. In that last sentence, notice the word would. In storytelling, we often use would as the future in the past. We are talking about a past event, Poe's journey, but looking forward to his future intention from that moment. It shows us how determined Poe felt as he climbed. After hours of climbing, he found a hidden waterfall. The water crashed down with a giant roar, and the air was cold and misty. Behind the falling water, Poe saw a cave that was concealed by thick, green vines. To conceal something means to hide it or keep it from being seen. Inside the cave, the walls had a soft, blue luminescence. Luminescence is a beautiful, soft light that glows in the dark without using heat or fire. Look at the word behind. This is a preposition of place. We use these words to show exactly where something is. In this scene, it helps you visualize the secret entrance hidden by the water. The cave wasn't just near the water, it was specifically behind it. In the center of the cave, the jade flute sat on a stone pedestal. It was beautiful, glowing with a pale green light. But as Poe reached out to touch it, he heard a sharp click. An ancient mechanism began to turn deep inside the walls. A mechanism is a system of parts working together like a machine. The floor began to shake, and dust fell from the ceiling. The trap was intricate, meaning it had many small, complicated parts that were difficult to understand. Notice the word as in the sentence. As Poe reached out, we use as to show two actions happening at the exact same time. Poe reaches out, and at that same moment, the click happens. This grammar tool is perfect for creating high stakes and making the reader feel like they are right there with the character. Poe grabbed the flute, but the exit was closing fast. Huge stone blocks were sliding down, cutting off the light from the waterfall. He had to move faster than he ever had before. His heart was hammering against his ribs like a trapped bird. If he didn't make it out, the wolf would keep his father forever, and the secret of the jade flute would be lost in the dark. Poe threw himself forward toward the tiny line of light. The massive stone blocks crashed down behind him with a deafening sound. To be deafening means a sound is so incredibly loud that you cannot hear anything else. He slid under the very last block just as it hit the ground. Thick dust filled his nose, making him cough loudly. Outside, the cool, wet mountain air hit his sweaty face. He looked down at his paws. He had the jade flute. In this section, let's look at the grammar in the sentence. He slid under the very last block. Here, the word under is a preposition of movement. We use words like under, over, through, and across to show the direction in which someone or something is moving. It helps you see exactly how Poe escaped the trap. Also, the word slid is the past tense of slide, which means to move smoothly along a surface. But the danger was not over. The silver-scarred wolf was waiting by the edge of the rushing waterfall, holding Mr. Ping tightly by his wings. The wolf laughed a cruel, harsh laugh. Someone who is cruel likes to cause pain and make others suffer on purpose. Give me the flute, Panda, or the goose falls, the wolf snarled. To snarl means to speak in an angry, aggressive way, showing your teeth like an angry dog. Notice the grammar in this sentence. Poe felt faster and stronger than before. This is an example of comparative adjectives. When we want to compare two things, we often add "er" to the end of short adjectives. Poe is comparing his energy right now to his energy in the past. He is not just fast, he is faster. Poe did not throw the flute. Instead, he remembered his training. He closed his eyes, took a deep breath of the pine-scented air, and used his classic kung fu belly bump. He bounced forward. To bounce means to spring back up like a rubber ball. He hit the surprised wolf with his large, soft stomach. The wolf flew backward into the cold, deep river with a giant splash, washing away into the distance. Mr. Ping ran to Poe, and they shared a warm, tight embrace. An embrace is a formal word for a big, loving hug. Let's look at one final grammar point. Conjunctions. Look at the sentence. The storm clouds finally broke, and golden sunlight warmed the wet grass. The word "and" is a conjunction. We use it to connect to complete, related thoughts together in one smooth sentence. The Valley of Peace was safe once again. Poe and his father walked slowly down the mountain, ready to go home and cook the biggest, most delicious bowl of noodles in the world. And that brings us to the end of our adventure today. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Slow English Stories. I am your host, Lio. I hope you enjoyed this tale of bravery, and I hope you learned some new words to use in your own English conversations. If you loved this story, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss a new story. In the comments below, tell me, what is your favorite food to eat after a long, hard day? For Poe, it is definitely noodles. Keep practicing, keep listening, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, friends.